Yellowstone National Park with a lot of fresh air and blue sky. And this is grizzly bear country, which reminds me of an old story that I've been telling for 36 years now. I think it was about this time in 1971, September. And I'd been up in Alaska for months, actually off and on for a couple of years, and I was getting ready to head south, and I was driving up the Kenai Highway with a couple of friends, and from the road I spotted 3 grizzly bears sunning themselves along the railroad tracks, which were maybe, I don't know, 50 yards from the highway. So I stopped and I got out and I got my 16mm movie camera and set it on the tripod, and then I went sneaking through this long, deep gully, and then up on the trestle of these tracks coming towards the grizzly bears. And I got to within maybe 100 feet of them, and I was real quiet. I was been downwind in the shadows, and I figured they wouldn't see me and they wouldn't smell me. So very quietly I went to set my tripod up to shoot some footage of these bears, and my left foot slipped on a rock on the downslope of the trestle. And all 3 grizzlies, it was a mama and 2 half-grown cubs, they reared up and they charged after me, and and I squeezed the button on the camera. I got actually 25 frames of these 3 grizzlies coming right at me before I swooped up the tripod, turned and ran down this slope, and they roared a roar that was beyond sound. It was like an electric charge went through my body, and I get to the bottom of this grade, and my legs went absolutely numb, and I fell flat on my face in the mud, lying there on the ground. Just your worst nightmare. This was my worst nightmare, and it was really happening. And I looked over as I lay in the mud, and I see mud packed up in the lenses of these Carl Zeiss lenses of my movie camera. And I'm thinking, oh God, I ruined my lenses, which very well could have been my last thought on the earth. But, 30 years later, no, about 20 years later, I learned that I read in a book on animal behavior that a grizzly will break off a charge if you lay down flat on the ground. So that was my lucky day. And when I finally got up, which seemed like about 20 years later, got on my feet and started running again up this next slope. And at some point I looked back, and I saw the 3 grizzlies sauntering back to where they had been sunning themselves. So, and I get back up to the car where my 2 friends were, and they assured me that it was too bad they didn't have the movie camera, because that was the shot. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's a nice story to tell. 35, 36 years away from the moment. There it is.